this is Karin from the Huntley Library. Today I'm going to show you a technique for marbling with nail polish, and you can use this on a variety of different surfaces, paper, glass, ceramics. So we'll try a bunch of different things and see how it goes. Okay, so for today's craft we're going to need a few different things. You'll want a disposable bowl that you can put some tepid water, so warm, maybe about the same temperature as your fingers so you can barely tell the difference. And you'll want to use something that's disposable because we're using nail polish, and nail polish is difficult to get out of things. So if you can just recycle it or throw it away afterwards, that's probably best. So I'm just using a takeout food container. So I'll put that off to the side. You are going to need some different colors of nail polish. And in my test case, I did it on a glass bottle. This was just an old, I think it had barbecue sauce in it, bottle, and I used the nail polish on this, the marbling technique on this, and I used a lot of glitter nail polish that has sort of a clear base, and I think that you can kind of see it on there. It kind of dulled the finish of the bottle, so it's not as shiny as I would have liked it to be. So I'm going to recommend steering away from that on glass, at least, because it might not produce the results that you want. The rest of it seems like it came out okay. So maybe some more opaque colors of nail polish. So I've got black, I have sort of a light blue here, here's a darker blue. These are shimmery too, so I don't know how well they're going to work out. This one is just a dark purple, and then I have a pink, and then a sort of glossy purple as well. So I'll use those in some kind of combination to make my marbling design. And then I have a couple of vases that I received as, gifts from a florist. So you might have some of these sitting around that you're not using that you can experiment with. If you have ceramic tile, that's like a white tile or a light background, or I guess even a dark one if some of your colors would show up on that, you can experiment with this technique on that. You can also use paper, and I'm going to try glass and paper today and showing you my examples here. So we are going to get started. I'm just going to fill up my bowl with some tepid water. In some of the videos I watched, the instructions said that tepid makes a difference in doing this. I'm not sure if that's the case. I saw somebody use cold water, so you can try and see how well each of those techniques works for you. One moment while I get my water. Okay, so I've got some water in here now. The bigger your bowl is, the more surface area you're going to be able to cover on your on whatever it is that you're marbling. So keep that in mind. So if you have like a big piece of paper like this, this is not going to work super well with this bowl. Maybe you'd want something flatter and larger to be able to dip this in. I've actually cut some shapes out of my paper, I have some strips that I cut, so these could be bookmarks, or you could incorporate them into some kind of art journal or a bullet journal or some kind of collage piece once you have them finished. And then I made a couple of hearts too that I'm going to do. And then this one, maybe this will be a note card. We'll see if I can get the design to just be on the one side of it. Otherwise I may have to fold it differently or turn it into a tiny postcard. We'll see what happens. So the technique is pretty simple. You're just going to take some nail polish, make sure you shake it up so that it's well mixed, and then you're going to pour a little bit in and then pour some on top of that, and however many colors you're going to use. And then you can use a toothpick or a chopstick or something. Once again, you might want to use something disposable because the nail polish is hard to get off of it. So you're probably not going to want to keep it after that. And then you can move the design around a little bit. The nail polish is going to dry kind of quickly, so you might have to work fast before it dries, and it's going to form kind of like a sticky sheet. So you'll want to get whatever, you can either dip straight down into that and let it kind of cling, or you can dip under it and try and catch it on top of something. So we'll see how good I am at this. And before you use one of your vases or whatever, you might want to just try it on paper first so that you can see how it works and get kind of accustomed to how to do it. So I'm going to start with this black, I'm just going to pour a few drops in there. Ideally, it will come back up to the top here. See, there's some sitting on the top. Some of it sank to the bottom. I didn't want it to sink. We want it to kind of just spread out on the top. So here's a little bit of the darker blue. That one worked a little bit better. Woo! That just blew it right across the surface of the water there. And here's some of the purple. And a sort of purpley pink color. You can see it's really moving around there. And it's kind of making its own design right now. So you may not even have to get too involved yourself with it. And then here's this real light blue. And then I'm going to use the dark purple too, that's kind of got the iridescence going on. Okay, so that looks good. At hand right now I have a twist tie, so I'm just going to use that to move my colors around a little bit. You can see how it's sticking to it. So this is what's going to happen when you have your actual project in here. It's going to stick to it. And it might be a little bit clumpy. We'll see. So I'll put that off to the side for a second, and I'm just going to try one of the paper hearts. So let's just dip under, ooh, and come through. Cool. That turned out pretty neat. And you can set that off on the side for it to dry. The nail polish is kind of sticky. You're probably going to get it all over your fingers like I am. I'm doing this on the counter today and not on my nice table. And I'm using a sheet of brown paper to protect the surface here too. If you have newspaper or something like that, that would be a good way to protect it. Okay, now I'm going to try and do this card. And this one I might just try and put it face down like that and see what sticks. I'll swirl it around a little bit. It's going to grab on. Oh, cool. And so that's how that one turned out. I like how fast this is. This is pretty neat. And I'll put that off to the side to dry. Let's try, do I have enough paint in here? Or do I have enough nail polish in here for another one? Maybe not. Okay, so I'll clean up what's left in here. Here's a technique for cleaning up. Just put something in there and swirl it around and your leftover nail polish will get stuck to it. There was some of the stuff at the bottom. Okay, so once we have that, this is probably not going to be good for mixing it again, but I can use it to catch more nail polish that I have. I'm going to try another combination. Let's see how the glitter nail polish works in this too, since we're just using paper right now. So here's some more of that light blue popping up to the top. Bloop, 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 bloop. And then I have a lot of, here's sort of an iridescent blue. I've redone my nails too, if you can see that. Lovely. By accident. Here's our iridescent blue. Yeah, and it has a lot of clear in it, so I'm not sure how well that's gonna look. This one is just sort of a glittery turquoise. There's a little bit of green in it too. I'm hoping this turns out really nice. And what else do I have? Oh, I have a sort of darker glitter nail polish. And for your optimal spreadability, you might want to use newer nail polish if you have it. If it's old and it's really sluggish coming out of the bottle, you'll want to thin it out. And you can sometimes use a little bit of nail polish remover to do that. Okay, so maybe if I use this other end here, I can kind of swirl it around a little bit. Oh no, it's catching. Well, we'll see how this turns out. I'm going to do another heart. So maybe I liked how that just sort of stuck to it before, so let me try that again. Oops. I'm going to end up with both sides. Ew, the back side is a little bit gooey and gross, but that turned out pretty interesting. And it's okay if you have like just one spot that you're holding on to that doesn't get covered. That can be an artistic detail as well. This one may stick since I accidentally got it on both sides, so we'll see what happens with that. Okay, and what else do I have? I have sort of a bookmark strip, so let's try and get under some of that and see what we get. So I think a lot of the clear nail polish works okay on paper, maybe because it's not transparent, so you're not seeing that translucence that makes it less than shiny. I think I needed a little bit more polish for this one. You can use thicker paper too. I've seen it done with watercolor paper, and that will absorb some of the water and then dry nicely. You can use a thicker cardstock. This is kind of a thin cardstock that I tried. Okay, so I'm going to pause for a second and wash my hands, and then we'll try something with the glass. I changed out my water, so this is fresh, and now there's no lingering nail polish on there to get in the way if I am trying to create something new. I'm going to go back to my more opaque colors for this one, and hopefully they will do a good job for me when I'm doing the faces. So we'll start with black again. Ooh, where did that even go? Some goes down, some stays on top. Interesting. It's going to shoot across now. It's very dramatic. There's some more of that purple. Some more pink. I almost had a smiley face there for a second. And let's do this darker blue too. Alright, are you ready? I'm going to go with the smooth base first. And let's see if I just kind of roll it through and around. Just catch whatever is left in there. I imagine that you can do multiple layers too. So if your face does not have enough color on it, you could let this dry and then maybe go through for another swipe. So this is what we got with that. The blue does look pretty cool on there. Not really into the black, so maybe I won't use that next time. And then this should be dry pretty quickly, so you can just set it upside down to dry like that. And I'm gonna swish the rest of this out, and we'll try one more. A note on disposing of your water. Since there might be some polish in it and you might have a nice sink that you don't want to get the nail polish all over, or you don't want to have to clean afterwards because you've gotten nail polish on it, you could dump this outside in a place where it's not going to kill any plants or grass. Okay, I think I got most of the pieces there. Anything else is just getting incorporated. If you want cleaner water after doing your piece, then definitely pour this out and start fresh. Okay, back to this light blue. It's very interesting how it reacts with the water. Not sure why it does. Somebody tell me the science behind what is happening right now. You can leave that in your comments. This is similar to that light blue. This is maybe slightly greener, and it's got a little bit of, well, and it's mostly opaque. There might be a little bit of glitter in there. So I'll put some of that in there as well. See how that one fares. A lot of that went down to the bottom. What are we doing? Okay, so I mixed that up a little bit. And now we have base number 2. So should we do this one? Should we do it around the top maybe? Okay, I'm gonna hold it at the bottom and then kind of roll it through like that. I managed to get it on one side and not so much the other. Maybe we'll do it around the bottom on the other side. Just make a big mess. Try it out. Okay. So that covered okay. I might need more polish to do the whole thing or to touch that up a little bit. Let's add a little bit more polish and see if we can do that right away. Oh, there's some came up from the bottom. We'll add some of this purple in and see if that makes it more interesting. I feel like a lot of my nail polish just went down to the bottom of the container here, which is disappointing. Can I get any of it to come up and play? I'm experimenting now. This could be like a Pinterest fail. We'll see. But I did get some of it to come up a little bit. So let's try and get the other side of this. This is all experimentation. Okay, so I did get some interesting dots and stuff on that side. And there's even like a line where the 2 dips happened. So that's cooler than it was before. Can you see that? A distinctive line. And then I'll let that dry. The bottom doesn't really have much polish on it. Again, all over my fingers. So if this is your experience too, get out your nail polish remover or have that on standby. Mine is right next to me off to the side over this way, so I'll be using that. I hope this technique works for you and that you have fun doing it and don't make a huge mess. Although I always tend to make a little bit of a mess when I'm making stuff. Good luck and see you next time. Here's just a final shot of everything that we made. Almost dry. This was the note card. I did pretty well. Didn't get too much on the inside. Here's my heart that I got both sides of. But if you were just gluing this side down onto something else, that would not make a difference. Or you could dip the other side too. And then here's the first heart I made, which is nearly dry. That actually turned out really nice. And then there's our 2 vases. There's this one, still drying. And then this other one. This one's very moist. I think it needs some more, so maybe I'll dip it again later on. You can come back and play with your projects as much as you like or have nail polish for. Thanks for joining me today making our marbled things with nail polish. Here's my little heart. Hooray! Hope yours turned out nice, and for more ideas and projects that you can do at home, please check out our website, www.huntleylibrary.org. Bye-bye.